Hello. I figured I'd come to you to talk to you a little bit more about my school. It's interesting because my boss came to me today and asked if my kid's school had other locations around town, and I said no, unfortunately. And she said, "Well, I got to get my son into a private school. He's always really liked school. He's always had perfect attendance, and now he cries and begs me not to have to go. And he's in 5th grade. He's the same age as my son." And she said, he just hates it. They took away afternoon recess because they're punishing the kids, all the kids for one kid being a butthead or something. And, it's just silly nonsense that they do with kids in school. And she said, you should never take away recess from kids. And I totally agree. You should never. In fact, you should give them more when they're misbehaving, because if they got to run around and play, they wouldn't misbehave in the first place for the most part. But elementary school seems to be do all the research and do exactly the opposite. That's what I've seen a lot of the times. And then in high school, so often it's they have this curriculum that they have to cover that is somewhat at times arbitrary and doesn't necessarily prepare them for anything in the real world other than maybe college, which isn't really real world. So it's yeah. It's hard to not talk bad about it, even though I've been a part of the public education system for my entire adult life. But the more I see, the more I realize that it's just not for me and my family, and not for a lot of the other people I know and kids that I work with. So it just gives me more impetus to get going my plan and make it, functional school that helps kids actually be prepared for some kind of future life for themselves, and hopefully ones that they get to be, they get to choose and actually work their skills to produce the best they can based on the skills they have and the desires they have. I look at a lot of quantum physics, such things in my personal life, and I believe that you can kind of alter your reality based on the energy you give. And I think that if we start teaching some of these principles to students, to young people, that they will be able to start young. They won't have to be 40 before they realize that working their lives away for somebody else to not be any closer to your goals is kind of crap. That they can actually take the reins and have some say in what education they receive, how much they learn, how much they produce, and what they might choose to do for a living post school. And I think that's why I'm here. That's my goal for being here on this planet. And I think I know it's time. It's probably past time to be doing this, but now's as good a time as any. So I am diligently working on getting things going so that my goal is the year 2021, that school year, to be starting and opening up my first school. And then hopefully proof of concept for the first year, kind of work out any kinks, any bugs, and then the next school year to be franchising out and having more schools so that we can serve more kids in a way that I see to be very functional for their lives and for their futures. So that's what I've got for today. So awesome. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.